Okay, so for our first exercise, remember these are cardiovascular based exercises. So what I mean by that, these are going to be exercises that have the main intention of increasing our heart rate. There are other benefits to it as in terms of mobility and strength, but for today's exercises, we're going to be more so focusing on the benefit of cardiovascular exercise and the effect that that's having on our heart. So our first exercise here, what are the best exercises you can do for cardiovascular exercise that's simple, that you can do pretty much anywhere? Probably something you've done even from a really young age, jumping jacks. Now the key thing with jumping jacks, you want to do them for a sustained period of time. Generally speaking, you're going to see the most benefit doing jumping jacks for at least 30 seconds straight. Give yourself a pause, about a 30 to 60 second recovery. Do that again at least 2 or 3 more times. So again, with your jumping jacks, you're starting off with your feet together in the middle. You can have your hands by your sides here. When my feet pop out to the side, I'm going to bring my arms up over my head. And then when I hop back in the middle, same thing, arms back down, feet together in the middle. So you're going to repeat that motion for 30 seconds. If you want to make it more challenging, jump a little bit higher, a little bit more of a rapid arm movement, or if you feel like it's a little challenging to do that pop out with your feet, step out one at a time, bring your arms up over your head, back down, and bring your feet back together in the middle. So that's going to be your first exercise, jumping jacks. Remember, doing them for at least 30 seconds straight. Give yourself a 30 to 60 second recovery. Do that at least 2 or 3 more times. Okay, so for our second exercise here, still in a standing position, we're going to do some walking or marching in place. Again, this is something that you've probably done before. Maybe you did it for exercise, or maybe you just kind of, when you're joking around. But when you're walking or marching in place, it's not only helping to increase your heart rate for the cardiovascular benefit, but it's also strengthening our muscles in our hips, our quadricep muscles. A lot of muscles are strengthening through this exercise as well. So when you're marching in place, you want to focus on bringing one leg up, one knee up toward the ceiling, at least a 90-degree angle from your hip. Bring up one knee up toward the ceiling. Make sure your eyes, chest up tall, eyes staying forward. Bringing the other foot back down and alternating to the other side. Obviously, the more rapidly that you're marching or walking in place, the more your heart rate's going to increase, which is a good thing. But again, remember, when you're marching in place, make sure you're keeping your chest up nice and tall. Bringing that knee up as high as you can, at least a 90-degree angle at the hip to bring that knee up. So marching in place, same thing, doing that for at least 30 seconds, rest 30 to 60 seconds, repeat that at least 2 to 3 more times, then move on to the next exercise. So we're moving on already to our third exercise out of the 5 exercises today. This third exercise here is, if you have a jump rope, you're definitely going to see a little bit more of a benefit from it, but this you can do without a jump rope as well. So if you have ever jump roped before, again, this seems to be a kind of a theme going on here. Another exercise or fun activity that maybe you've done from the time you were really young. But with jumping rope, you actually don't technically need a rope to do this exercise. But again, if you have one, that's great too. Same thing here. You want to do this for about 30 seconds, but you're going to start off with your feet pretty much together or pretty close together here. You have your arms out to the side, kind of like you're holding the jump rope handles in your hands. As you jump up, you're going to bring your heels off the floor, popping up off your toes, pretending like you are bringing a jump rope up over your head and below your feet. What that's doing too is strengthening your shoulder muscles, and of course the up and down motion is going to increase your heart rate as well. So it's strengthening your calves, it's strengthening your leg muscles, increasing your heart rate, and also working on shoulder strength by keeping those elbows tight to your body. So remember, 30 seconds of that jump rope movement, again, with a rope or without a rope, that's okay. But again, 30 seconds on, rest, do it at least 2 to 3 more times. Coming up here, our fourth exercise. Now cruising into exercise 4, we're almost through there. Remember, we have 5 exercises today. Cruising into exercise 4, we do have one exercise where you will be on the ground somewhat, so make sure that you have a yoga mat or you're on carpet or somewhat of a soft surface for this one. We're going to be doing what's called a mountain climber. I will show you an option to make it somewhat easier, but with your mountain climber exercise, you're going to start off in a tall plank position. So that means your body needs to stay nice and straight. So your hands on the floor, arms extended below your shoulders, nice straight body, feet at least shoulder width apart. With mountain climbers, I'm going to bring one knee up toward my chest and then back out to where I started. The faster I do this, the more it starts to look like you're running in place. Again, you're strengthening your core muscles, but you will notice your heart rate elevating quickly. If you can do that for 30 seconds, great, but start off at least 15 to seconds. Give yourself a 30 to 60 second rest, and then repeat at least 2 to 3 more times. A good option for this one, if needed, Start off with your hands on a somewhat elevated surface. If you have a step or a aerobic stepper or something that you can elevate your feet or your hands up a little bit, will make it a little bit easier. Or start from your knees and then still kicking up one knee at a time toward your chest. It's a little bit tougher on a hard surface if you're doing it that way, but if you are on a softer surface, you will feel that being a little bit easier. So again, mountain climbers, at least 2 to 3 rounds, give yourself a little bit of recovery time in between, and then go on to this 5th exercise. Okay, so we've made it through 4 of our 5 exercises. This is our last exercise I'll be demonstrating for this cardiovascular workout, punch jacks, which are just like they sound. So you're gonna start off, same as a jumping jack position with your feet together in the middle, except this time you're gonna have your hands up by your chest. When I pop my feet out to the side, just like a jumping jack, I'm gonna punch one arm out in front of me. So pop your feet out to the side, punch with one arm, back to the middle, alternating to the other side each time you pop your feet out and back. So a couple benefits with this, again, we're increasing the heart rate, we're keeping the heart rate elevated, but then you're also strengthening our muscles, the biceps and triceps as you go through that. So remember, for this exercise, at least 30 seconds, rest for at least 30 to 60 seconds and do it at least 2 to 3 more times. Now you can follow along with me and put all 5 exercises together. Make sure again that you're taking breaks as needed.